The most watched TED Talk on loneliness in the world was given by a researcher who refused to say the word feelings for the first 10 years of her career. She had a PhD in social work. She was on track for a tenure-track job at a Tier 1 research university. She did not believe in talking about emotions. She believed in measuring them. On the 6th of June 2010, she walked onto a small stage in Houston, Texas, in front of a room of 500 people, and said the opposite of everything she had been trained to say. The talk was 18 minutes long. It has now been watched more than 67 million times. Her name is Brené Brown. By the end of this video, you're going to know the 3 rules she wrote down after running 10,000 interviews with strangers about the moments they felt most alone. They will let you sit down across from one person in your life tonight at the kitchen table and say one sentence out loud that you have been swallowing for months. You will feel the difference in your own chest before you finish the sentence. Pick the person now. Your spouse, your mother, the friend you stopped texting, the brother you have been competing with since you were 12. Pick one. Sit with their name in your head while you watch the rest of this video. Here is what you need to know about Brené Brown. She is a research professor at the University of Houston. She spent her first 10 years as an academic studying shame. She defined it as the intense fear that we are not enough. She interviewed thousands of people. She wrote down what they said on 3x5 index cards. And what she kept finding in every single interview was the same thing. The people who felt most connected to the people in their lives were not the loudest people in the room. They were not the most successful people in the room. They were the people who said one specific kind of sentence out loud first. She has written 7 books that have all hit the top of the New York Times list. The framework she built has a name. We're going to call them the vulnerability rules. There are 3 of them. Connection lives on the other side of one hard sentence. Rule 1. Name the shame story before you act on it. Brené Brown noticed something. Every adult walks around with a private sentence they have been telling themselves since they were a child. I'm not smart enough. I'm not lovable. I am too much. I'm not enough. Everyone has one. Most people have several. The sentence is so quiet, most people do not even hear it anymore. It just runs underneath every conversation, every meeting, every fight with the people they love. When you feel disconnected from somebody you care about, the shame sentence is what is driving your behavior. You think you're angry at your spouse. You are actually telling yourself that you are not enough for them. You think you're bored at work. You're actually telling yourself that nobody around you sees what you are capable of. You think you're tired. You are actually telling yourself that you are the only person carrying the family. Rule 1 is this. Before you do anything else, write down the shame sentence in your head, out loud or on paper. The exact lie. The plain English of what your brain is whispering. Naming it does not make it go away. Naming it just stops it from running the next 10 minutes of your life without your permission. Connection lives on the other side of one hard sentence. Rule 2. Say the vulnerable sentence first. This is the rule almost nobody runs. Most adults wait for somebody else to go first. They wait for the spouse to say, I am sorry. They wait for the friend to say, I miss you. They wait for the boss to say, I see what you have been doing. They wait, and the months turn into years, and the silence gets louder than any sentence either person could have said. Brené Brown discovered, in interview after interview, that the people who feel most connected in their lives are the people who go first. They say the hard sentence out loud before anybody else says it. They say, I miss you to the friend they have not seen in a year. They say, I am scared to their spouse before they say, I am tired. They say, I do not know to their boss before they say, I have a plan. They take the risk first. They lose nothing. They gain everything. The vulnerable sentence has 2 parts. Part 1 is the hard truth. I miss you. I am scared. I do not know. 3 or 4 words. Plain English. No softness. Part 2 is the reach. Can we talk on Sunday afternoon? Can I come over? Can I call you in the morning? The first part is the courage. The second part is the bridge. Pick the person you wrote down at the start of this video. Write the one sentence you have been swallowing for them in 2 parts. Send it tonight. Do not wait until you feel ready. The feeling of ready is the lie your shame sentence is telling you to stop you from going first. Connection lives on the other side of one hard sentence. Rule 3. Stay in the arena. In 1910, a former president of the United States named Theodore Roosevelt gave a speech in Paris. He had just lost an election. He had been mocked in every newspaper in America for 2 years. He stood up at the Sorbonne in front of 2,000 people and said the line that Brené Brown ran on herself every time she sat down to write a book. It is not the critic who counts. The credit belongs to the person who is actually in the arena. Rule 3 is this. Once you have written the shame sentence down, once you have said the vulnerable sentence first, stay in the arena. Do not read what the cheap seats are saying about you on the internet. Do not text a friend who is going to tell you that you are too much. Do not refresh the inbox to see if the person replied. Stay in the arena. Finish the work. Let the people who showed up matter to you. Let the people who did not show up not matter. Brené Brown built her entire career on this rule. She read the criticism for 2 years after her first TED Talk. She nearly quit. Then she stopped reading. She wrote 4 more books. She gave 4 more talks. She got back into the arena and did not leave. The people who are watching you matter. The people who are throwing tomatoes from the cheap seats do not. Connection lives on the other side of one hard sentence. There is one more thing about Brené Brown that you need to know before you run this on your own person. Most people think she is a natural at vulnerability. She is not. The first time she gave a TED Talk on the 6th of June 2010, she had a breakdown in her car after the talk. She had told a room full of strangers the story of her own shame. She drove home that night and could not sleep. For 3 days, she was certain she had ruined her career. She nearly stopped giving talks altogether. Then the recording went online. The first week, 1 million people watched it. The second week, 5 million. The 5th year, 60 million. Every email she received from a stranger said the same thing. Thank you for going first. Thank you for saying the sentence I have been swallowing. Connection lives on the other side of one hard sentence. That is the whole framework. Rule 1. Name the shame story. Rule 2. Say the vulnerable sentence first. Rule 3. Stay in the arena. Then sit with the person you wrote down at the start of this video, in your own kitchen, and let the sentence land. Here is the question I want you to answer in the comments below. Who is the one person you have been swallowing a sentence for? Write the name in one sentence. Read 3 other comments. You will recognize yourself in at least one of them. The 4-hour Sunday version of this looks like this. Block 4 hours Sunday afternoon. Phone in another room. Door closed. 1 notebook on the kitchen table. 1 person you have been swallowing a sentence for the last 6 months. In the first hour, write the shame sentence in your own head. Plain English. No softness. In the second hour, write the vulnerable sentence you're going to send to that person in 2 parts. The hard truth. The reach. In the third hour, read the sentence out loud, alone, 3 times in a row. In the 4th hour, send it. Do not edit it after you have decided. Do not soften it. Do not ask for permission. By the end of 4 hours, you will have sent 1 sentence to 1 person that is going to change the shape of your week. Do this 10 Sundays in a row on 10 different people in your life, and you will have 10 conversations going that nobody around you can fake. If this hit you tonight, leave the channel a quiet subscribe. We are still growing on word of mouth. Tomorrow morning, 1 person, 1 sentence. Connection lives on the other side of one hard sentence. That is the only thing you need to remember from this video. Sharper thinking, 1 model at a time.